I think we were kind of the kids on the team for probably a few years. Then all of a sudden we found ourselves as the adults trying to lead the team. And you know, we lost in quarterfinals in 2011, 12 and 13, and then finally made the breakthrough in 2014 to the All-Ireland final in that year. And we just tried as best we can to kind of to adapt as players every year, to grow up a little bit every year and kind of improve with skills and try find some of the lessons from the heartbreaks and the losses that you hadn't had in the year before. I think the one thing that we were probably most proud of as a group is the resilience that we showed. In 2014, 15 and 16, I think we lost by a cumulative of 4 points. And you know, we knew ourselves that we were probably very close, and that, you know, we had a lot of very good quality players within our team and coming up from underage as well. I think we were probably playing for Dublin Ladies, the senior team, at a really exciting time. The sport was starting to get really, really popular. It was going from strength to strength, and we were getting to showcase our sport, you know, on kind of the biggest stage, and it was really exciting to see the participation grow and the excitement grow within the capital. I don't think there was ever a weight of expectation being a team from Dublin. I think it was great to kind of see the impact that we were having, I suppose, on little girls around the capital, and how, you know, they were getting excited by a sport, and they were getting excited of, you know, the possibility of being able to play in front of a big crowd in Croke Park, and I think that was really important for us. We went into the 2015 and 16 finals, you know, with all the hurt and all the motivation and all the desire in the world. But, you know, I think you can't forget the, as cliched as it probably sounds, that, you know, the basic skills of the game, and to have, I suppose, well-balanced players throughout the team. And I suppose maybe a little bit of that big game experience of closing out games and kind of having the confidence in the team to keep playing away, and you know, to play into the final whistle, really. After the three finals, I suppose there definitely probably was a little bit of doubt in our heads as to whether we actually were good enough. You know, we'd given it 3 goes, and we still, you know, we'd all the passion, all the desire, and we weren't able to get over the line. So, you know, Mick came in, and he just forgot about that. He forgot about playing to try win an All-Ireland, and he brought back, you know, why we started playing football as little girls. You know, we loved the sport, we loved adapting to the skills. And that's what we did for the first 4 or 5 months that we were together. We just worked on our basic skills, and I think everything came together from that. There was already a great bond and a great gel within the panel. So, you know, I think the performance kind of came naturally from that, because there was an awful lot of trust within our team that, you know, any adaptations or any criticisms that needed to come from within, we were probably able to take as well. There's definitely an adrenaline buzz or endorphins that you get as soon as you walk out. You know, that wall of noise, you see the colour. You know, we've sat in so many men's games where you see the hill is full and the stadium is full, and I think in 2017 it was the first time they'd opened the upper tier and filled the upper tier, and parading around and you know, looking up and seeing essentially just a wall of fans up all the way to the top of Croke Park. That's something that you dream of playing in, and you know, it's an unbelievable experience. We're very fortunate to be able to have that experience. Even to be playing ladies football at a time like this when it's this popular is brilliant, and you know, it's something we don't take lightly. They're a team that we had an awful lot of respect for. We knew them quite well. They had a lot of experienced players in their team as well. Obviously, Martha Carter, Cora Staunton, Yvonne Byrne, you know, they'd an awful lot of stalwarts who had, you know, performed and won on the big stage, and probably had only known winning on the big stage as well.
Cora Staunton, agus tá Ceannais Pheil and Phil a chavisteach agus tá gló díomhaid an sa the barca Corcaigh tá Corcaigh the bliana chavíle.
It kind of felt like things weren't really going our way, and then, you know, I suppose I don't know, it was a little bit of luck, or I suppose Ciara took saw a bit of space for a long kick out. I took a gamble and saw that two of the Mhaigh Eo players were going up for it, so I stood back a bit and the ball kind of broke, I suppose, a little bit kindly to me. And then Niamh McAvoy finished with a brilliant goal.
Rush, Cossentordi, now to Machadona Cliath, against the Tussa and McAvoy Stig, Shahin Shantz, August Ceannais.
You're happy enough to be going in with 3 points up at half time, but we've been in that situation 2 or 3 times before as well, so we kind of knew not to take that lightly, that the job wasn't done. And I remember we were defending into the canal end, and there was just a wall of, a cheer every single time that we made a block or a tackle or a dispossession, and the fans were celebrating them as if they were scorers. What was probably the most satisfying end to that match was that we had said all throughout the year that it was going to be the panel that was going to win this game, and I know sometimes that can fall on deaf ears, and if you're not getting your game it can kind of be hard to believe that, but it was something that had happened for us all throughout the year as well. Our panel had made a huge impact, even in the practice games that we were playing. They challenged us hugely in that, and in the semi-final and the quarter-final coming on and making big contributions. I don't know, did we need somebody to come in and get the goal for us that kind of just gave us that little bit of breathing space and maybe that little bit of belief that, yeah, we can do this, we can close this out. And it was almost just like there was a weight off us. We kind of started playing more freely, we were finding space everywhere, and yet to be able to finish the game as strong as we did, and I suppose to control the game and enjoy that last 10 seconds where they were counting down before the hooter went off was, yeah, it was really, really special. I think I felt every single emotion possible after that hooter went. The one thing that we had said, we were like, no more tears today, there's not going to be any tears no matter what happens, and the first thing we all did was burst out crying. After it was just I suppose it was just a release of everything. There probably was a little bit of a pressure on us that we didn't even experience, just holding ourselves, just to kind of finally have that monkey off our back. Just such a contrast of emotions. Being in, the dressing room after an All-Ireland final loss is just the quietest place. It's the most awful place. I've such a vision in my head from 2014 of watching Denise Masterson fold up her jersey and put it in the bag and knowing that that was going to be the last time that she was ever going to play. And yeah, to be able to, I suppose fill the dressing room with noise and colour and happiness for once was a brilliant feeling. And I think sometimes you kind of get typecast into being a footballer or being a doctor or being a teacher. And I think it's important for us to, I suppose, talk about ourselves and our experiences and our interests as much as possible, because you never know who's listening. You never know who's thinking that they can't play football because they want to, they want to have a career that's demanding, or they can't combine the two. And I think, it would always been said to me that as going through college, well, you never be able to do the two. This is the last time you're going to be able to do this. Enjoy this year. The study's going to get too hard next year. And I don't know, was it a bit of stubbornness in me, or just, I suppose that and a love for playing football. I think that is important. I think, we're not just footballers. We've people who've had experiences, and we're lucky enough to be able to, I suppose, get a little bit of publicity or a little bit of a platform to be able to talk about it. And, if people listen to us, and even if one person takes a little bit of advice from it or comfort from it, or a push in a certain direction, then that's great.